Hello everyone, good evening. Am I audible to everyone?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Let me share my screen. Yeah, please confirm if my screen share is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in the previous class, if I have to do a quick recap, we have discussed about the primary objective and secondary objective of normal software testing. And we also had a look at the overview of testing techniques and different methodologies. And we concluded the last class saying that accessibility testing comes under non-functional testing. It is a black box testing. It is positive testing, and moreover, accessibility testing can be conducted manually as well as through automation. So that's how we concluded. And today, let's talk about what is usability testing. And of course, we'll talk about how to measure usability testing. Yeah. Okay. Now, see, accessibility testing comes under usability testing. So do not get confused when I say what is usability testing. It comes under accessibility testing. Maybe I can write here. Accessibility testing is sub-testing technique under usability testing. Okay. Okay. So can anyone take a rough guess what is usability testing? In your experience, what do you think usability testing is? Let's make today's class interactive. Yeah, please go ahead.
So how friendly the application is, or the yeah, so the website is, the user
Okay.
on user perspective. Yeah.
Okay, how friendly the application is. Very good. Any other pointers from the rest of the team? Okay, so let me define it. Now, one thing I wanted to mention is regarding the notes, I will share it via Google Drive with everyone. So whatever I'm writing now is my rough notes, but I have written a detailed notes. Whatever I'm teaching is what is already captured in my Google Docs, which I will share with you guys. So my request is listen to the class without spending time writing down whatever I'm teaching or whatever I'm explaining. You don't have to worry about it because the class is getting recorded, plus the notes is also available readily, and I'll share with you guys. Now I would like to define what is usability testing, right? So in general, usability testing refers to how easily and how efficiently the real users of your application can interact with the system, right? So I can say how easily and efficiently the real users can interact with your system, meaning with your application. So this is what usability testing focuses on. So I can say usability testing is So this is my way of defining it. Okay, how efficiently and how easily the real users can interact with your system. So I am going to explain this with some examples also, so do not worry about it. And typically, there are multiple factors to tell whether your application is usable or not, right? So if I give you WhatsApp application or Facebook or Amazon.in or Mintra.com, how can you tell that this application is usable or this application is not usable or this application is semi-usable? So there are multiple factors that actually plays a role. Okay. Now some factors that I can think of right now is ease of use. That is what one of you told me just now. How easy the application is to use. That is one factor. Efficiency is another factor. Efficiency means the success rate of people completing the task on your website, such as if I'm able to book a movie ticket, I'm successful because I'm able to book a movie ticket. That's the efficiency I can say. And how soon I can book a movie ticket can also be interpreted as efficiency. Okay. And we'll also look at factors like user satisfaction, like how satisfied the user is while using your application. He might be able to book a movie ticket, but was he happy at the end of the experience of booking a movie ticket, or he is unhappy? He will be happy when he is pretty much clear of how to book the movie ticket and the application is guiding him. The user will be unhappy if the application is not guiding him on how to book a movie ticket, or if the application is not guiding him when he is making mistakes. So user satisfaction is also important. Next, error rates. Error rates tells that how often the application is throwing an error when the user is doing correct things. Now that is going to lead unhappy user satisfaction. And how many times the application is educating the user by throwing an error or a warning when the user is making a mistake. So these are the other reasons how you can measure usability. So maybe I'll write down here uh, below factors influence usability testing, such as, or I'll say the factors that influence usability testing are ease of use, how easy the application is to use, efficiency of the application, like I said, user satisfaction is also important, and error rates, like what percentage of errors are coming, etc. So many factors are there. We can write down like this. We will take some of these pointers with some examples now so that you understand it. Okay. Okay. Let us go ahead in depth about these factors now. So let me write here usability testing factors to measure, which means when we are doing accessibility testing or when we are doing usability testing, you have to keep in mind certain factors. Only then you can comment that this mobile app or this web application is usable, is not usable, is semi-usable, is semi not usable. See, there are hundreds of factors people can talk about, but we do not have so much of time in the testing industry to test 100 factors. Hence, we will take some top 5 or top 6 usability testing factors that typically addresses the usability testing measurement process. Now, this is very important to measure usability testing because if you cannot measure, you cannot improve. If you measure, you can improve. Okay, that's why software testing metrics are there in place and usability testing measures are also there in place. So the first thing I would like to talk about is, let's use bullet points. So the first point I would say is effectiveness. Okay. So this one factor, effectiveness, will help you to decide how much usability is there. So what is effectiveness, right? I mean, it's a general English terminology, right? Effectiveness means how well you can complete something, right? How effective you are. Like if for me, what is effectiveness? How well I can talk to you, how well I can teach you. What is your effectiveness? How well you are listening to Kiran, how well you are asking questions to Kiran, right? So this is nothing but effectiveness between you and me in terms of training. Now let's talk about effectiveness from a software testing perspective, okay, or from a usability testing perspective. So I would define effectiveness as how well the users can complete the task using your application. So completing one business workflow is nothing but effectiveness, meaning, see, completing it in a bad way is not effectiveness. Completing it by being unhappy or by being not so satisfied is not effectiveness. Effectiveness is a positive word I'm using here. The definition is how well the users can complete the task by using your application. Okay, meaning the task success rate. Let me write down and probably we'll talk about some examples so that my definition will be clear to you guys. So I said how well the real users can complete the task correctly here. See, underline the word correctly. It's not incorrectly. How well the real users can complete the task correctly using the application, meaning your system. In other words, a simple way of defining it is the task success rate, not the failure rate. I repeat. Okay, so this is nothing but the definition of effectiveness. Now let's take some example here. Guys, are you following me until this point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Yashwini, you are inside already? I don't see. One second, guys. Let me see if someone is waiting. Okay, I don't see anyone in the lobby now. Okay, so I think you can see if Yashwini can be allowed. I cannot see if someone is waiting in the lobby. Please check from Isha team. If there is anyone waiting, just allow them for today. Okay, guys, I'll continue. Yeah, so talking about effectiveness, the definition is how well a real user can complete the task correctly, right? Now, this definition is very easy, just that you need to keep that in mind. Now, I would like to take some example, which is a regular, simple example, nothing rocket science over here, to make my effectiveness clear to you guys. So the example scenario I am going to take here is, so I will say this is my example scenario. Let us talk about online banking system. Okay. Now, most of us do a lot of online banking using NEFT, RTGS, or funds transfer from one account to other account or within the same account, right? NEFT, RTGS, IMPS. These are the regular things that we look at. So let us take ICICI Bank or HDFC Bank as an example here. And how do I define effectiveness here? So this is one example scenario application. And the task I have is transfer money from account 1 to account 2. Okay, that is the task I wanted to achieve. Okay, now how do I define here the effectiveness? Meaning I have to define my success metric. I have to figure out how do I measure it, like what is the assessment for me to tell it is good or it is bad. Okay, so if I have to transfer money from one account to another account, what is the definition of effectiveness here? So the success metric for me will be, when do I say, see the success metric I'm talking about, meaning effectiveness, which means I'm talking about success rate. So success metric will be the user successfully completed or completes the task by transferring money from account 1 to account 2 without any errors or without any assistance plus confirmation. Okay. So I will say here my success metric will be usability testing. Initially will be a lot of theory, and slowly once we understand these basics, the practicals will start. Okay. So my request is, do not assume that usability testing is 100% theory. No, but without theory, no practicals will be beneficial to us. So I'm focusing more on the theory in the initial classes so that you understand the pillars of usability testing. So this is how you have to define even in your projects. Even in an interview, this is how people expect you to answer when they talk about usability testing. So the success metric here is the user successfully completes the task by transferring money without any errors or any assistance. Assistance is very important here. Assistance means without the user calling the customer care and then says, okay, how do I transfer the money? If he is dependent on another human being to transfer the money, the application you have developed is not user friendly. It is not effective because the user has a dependency on second human being. And usability testing says that the application developed should be self-sufficient to help one single user to complete his task or her task. That's why I'm exclusively writing the word without any assistance and without any errors, meaning the application should not throw errors when I'm talking about success metric, which means I am doing the process of transferring money in a positive way, which means I'm not transferring negative money. I'm not transferring money when I don't have funds in the account. I have funds and I'm transferring money to a valid account from a valid account, that to the money which is within the limits. So success metric talks about a positive scenario here. And remember, my accessibility testing or usability testing is positive testing. So in throughout this course, our mindset should be positive, should be optimistic. You or I should never think that, Kiran, what if I give a negative value? What if I give an edge case value? What if I give a value that is invalid? No, those questions should not even come to our mind when we are doing usability testing or accessibility testing. Because accessibility testing is not a functional testing, it is a non-functional testing. And most of the non-functional testings are positive testings, like performance testing is positive testing, usability testing is positive testing, compatibility testing is positive testing, load testing, stress testing, soak testing, endurance testing, volume testing, they're all positive testings. Finally, accessibility testing is also positive testing. Hence, I'm using the word success metric here. I'm not talking about a failure metric right now, that's not needed. Okay, so this is the success metric we have. So when do I say that this online banking system, especially the functionality of transferring money, is effective? When the user is able to complete the task by transferring money without any errors or assistance. Now, in one way, I can also call my success metric as user acceptance criteria. In agile terminology, you have this word user story acceptance criteria. Okay, that is also something you can talk about. Any questions? Okay, no questions, I guess. Yeah. Now we should also do assessment. Assessment means now the test engineer comes into picture. See, this is the business requirement you have given, you are given, and your product manager or scrum master has defined the success metric, right? Now, how do you assess, like as a test engineer, what will you do to confirm that you met success metric? Thus, you will say the application developed is effective, like the testing assessment, I will say. So here, the assessment will be conducted in such a way that you will keep these points in your mind while transferring money from HDFC Bank or ICICI Bank from account 1 to account 2. What is that? The system will allow you to select correct account, right? Now, I'm sure all of you have got a banking, all of you have got an internet banking, and you have logged in so many times, you know how the UI looks like, right? So close your eyes and assume that you are transferring 100 rupees from your account to some of your friend's account. So how does the UI look like? So question one, do you get a text box to enter from account? And do you get a text box to enter to account? So the answer is yes or no. What do you say? Do you see a text box where you have to enter a from account and to account? What is the answer? Yes or no? Just imagine your online banking applications in the mobile app or on the web browser, HDFC or ICICI. If you're transferring money from your account to Kiran's account, let's say 10 rupees. Where do you see from account and where do you see to account? Will you see in a text box or you see it in somewhere else? What is that field called? Guys, unmute and let me know the answer. Is someone speaking or not aware?
Yes, we can see the text box about the like from and to while selecting the any option.
Okay, so let me answer it. You will not see text boxes. You will see a drop down. Do you agree? Do you see a drop down? Okay, in case if you are confused, like guys, if you are confused, you can say, Kiran, I'm confused. Okay, because this is something basic. But let me just Google for an image.
Like it depends on the uh, how many how many banking, like it's totally depend on the banking application, right?
Of course,
Yeah, some banking has this like a text box, right? Or no?
99% the answer is no.
Okay.
Okay, if you see this image, let me try to maximize this. Okay, if you see this page, this is HDFC from account. It says select an account. It's a drop down. And to account, it is also a drop down. Most of the banking applications, I'm talking about at least 3 banks: HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, State Bank of India. These 3 banks I'm talking about in India. The from account box and the to account box is a drop down. Okay. Now, what is the difference? Why am I stressing so much here between a text box and a drop down is, if it is a drop down, the user input becomes controllable. If it is a text box, the user input cannot be controlled to a large extent because I can type the account number incorrect also. So when the from account is a drop down, you have to choose the account which is listed in the drop down, meaning that account is already configured, validated through an OTP by the user and by the bank. So transferring of money from account will never be a mistake, will never be an error. And then to account, if you have to transfer money to Kiran, you cannot directly transfer money. First, you have to add Kiran as a beneficiary, and then Kiran's account number will come under to category. So next time you click on this drop down under to, you can choose Kiran's account number, which is already validated by HDFC Bank and also by you through an OTP, right? So the usability testing point I'm talking about here is assessment, right? So the first assessment that we should do is, the system allows the user to select correct accounts. So this is the first thing. The system, when I say system, I mean my application. The system allows the user to select the correct accounts. When I say accounts, I mean from account to account. Now, don't you think this point is very important? Because if you're choosing a wrong account to transfer money, instead of Kiran, you're transferring the money to someone else called Pallavi. Now, what if Pallavi says, you send the amount, now I cannot do anything, I will not give my money. I mean, I'll not give your money, do whatever you want to. And you have to rush to police, to the bank to get your 10 rupees back or 100 rupees back. Right? That's how the banks ensure that you transfer money from a pre-configured account to avoid the errors to the maximum extent. So the assessment for us to transfer money from account 1 to account 2 is, first of all, the application should allow the user to choose the current bank accounts using a drop-down field. So text box is not correct. That's why if you see all the three banks, they don't use text boxes, because I can type invalid current account number in the two category. Then it goes to someone else and you don't know who is that someone else, right? So that's one assessment category here. Apart from this, I can still talk about one more point. Like maybe here, if I say, this is one point assessment. The system application allows the user to select the current accounts. That is one way to talk about. Next, the system or application allows the user to enter the right amount. Now, how does it allow us to enter the right amount? Can you guys take a guess? How do you justify this statement? The system allows the user to enter the right amount. Right means valid amount. If I talk about my HDFC bank, right?
Bank the special characters, emojis.
Okay. Okay. So to answer this point, right, the system allows the user to enter right amount or valid amount. What I meant is, say here you see an amount text box, right? So according to one of you who just spoke, you mean that in this text box where you are seeing the amount, the application will not allow you to enter A to Z. The application will not allow you to enter A to Z because amount is a number. It won't allow you to enter these kind of special characters. Okay, this is okay. They all block it, which is good. Another thing is, let's say the balance in my account is 10,000 rupees. Okay. Now, what amount can I transfer? Less than or equal to 10,000 only, right? I cannot transfer more than that. So that logic is already built in this text box by your banking applications, which means that the text box will accept a number. So that is one point. Should accept only numbers from 0 to 9. This is one point. The second point is it should accept the amount which is less than or equal to balance in your from account. If the balance I have is 10,000 and if I'm transferring 12,000, why will the bank allow additional 2,000 to be sent? No, right? So how does the user know that? Let's say the user doesn't know that the balance in his account is 10,000. So he is entering something like 11,000. Then what happens? The application will throw an error saying you don't have sufficient funds. Here, the problem is the application allowed you to enter an amount which is incorrect. And when you clicked on transfer button, then the application threw an error, meaning the application is allowing you to make a mistake and then correct you. Correcting Kiran, correcting the user is okay, but the point is, why is the application still allowing the user to make a mistake? Right? That is not how the application should be designed. Hence, the usability factor here, what I'm talking about is the system allows the user to enter the right amount. Right amount means when the user's balance is 10,000, somewhere here, I cannot show it right now on the screenshot, but here only you will see that your balance is 10,000. Somewhere here you will see that. Maybe it's after you choose from account. If I choose the first drop down as my first account number, immediately a field will come and says your current balance is 10,000. So the user can see that his balance is 10,000. Hence, he will be allowed to enter a number which is less than 10,000 or equal to 10,000. If you're typing more than 10,000, immediately it gets alerted in red color or a message will come here prompting you that, hey, you cannot enter an amount which is more than your account balance. So just try it out in your HDFC bank or ICICI bank. The moment you come to funds transfer and choose your account, you can see the balance present in your account. I can show it now, but I have to log into my internet banking. And since the screen share is getting recorded, I cannot do it now. So that is what I meant by the second point. The system allows the user to enter the right amount or valid amount. That's how the test engineer should assess this success metric under effectiveness category. Is the point clear to everyone?
Yes.
Yeah, the third point is the system or application allows the user to submit the transfer of funds without encountering errors. Okay, so obviously the application should not throw any error. Okay, now why it should not throw any error? Because we are talking about success metrics, not failure metrics. And accessibility testing is a positive testing. So when I'm doing everything positively with optimistic data, valid data, I should never get any errors from the application unless I made a mistake. And ideally, the application should not allow the user to make a mistake also. Okay, usability testing simply says that don't allow the user to make a mistake and then throw an error. No, you guide the user to do things correctly so that he sees success rate only. He should see only confirmation messages. He should see only information messages. He should see only success messages. He should not see warnings. He should not encounter errors. He should not encounter exceptions. That is what usability testing says. Okay, so here I will say a high success rate would indicate that users can complete the task correctly with ease. So this is also another way for my success metric. So when I'm doing usability testing, one of the factors I talk about is effectiveness. See, if I just wrote the point effectiveness and did not write all this stuff, right, it is difficult to understand what is effectiveness. Like if you go to any book, I mean usability testing book, and then say what is usability testing, how to measure, the common point is effectiveness. And how to measure it? They simply say it should be effective, meaning the user should be able to complete the task on time. But to break it and boil it down, this is the answer. Like this, we can take multiple examples. It need not be only online banking system. You think now from online food order using Swiggy or Zomato, or online movie ticketing system. Okay, anything you can take. But this is what the meaning of effectiveness is. Let me know, guys, if I'm clear on effectiveness. Any questions from anyone on effectiveness? Okay, the second point I would like to talk about is efficiency. Can anyone tell me what do you understand by efficiency? General English. Anyone can define what is efficiency? General English. Now, when do I say that you are efficient? Example, I'll say, let's say I have told you that this course will take 30 days, meaning 30 hours to teach. And 5 people have come and said, Kiran, 30 days is too high for us. We have some opportunities in place in my city. So can you complete the course in 20 days without compromising on the content, without compromising on the quality of training? And what will I do? I will extend the training to 30 minutes extra every day. Instead of 1 hour, I'm doing it for 1.5 hours every day. So in 20 days, I have completed the course. Then I'm showing my efficiency because I'm able to complete the course as per the time that you gave to me. That's when I say Kiran is efficient, which means efficiency here talks about the time or the resources required for Kiran to complete the task. So for me to become efficient without cutting the course content, without compromising on the quality of training, the only option I have is take every day 15 minutes more or 30 minutes more or take classes on Saturdays, or take classes on Sundays, take classes on festival days. That's why I'm being efficient, right? So that is a definition of an efficiency in a simple language. Let us apply the same definition to our usability testing. So here I would say the way you measure efficiency is the time or resources required for the real users to complete task. This is nothing but in simple language. If you say, Kiran, this boring English, I cannot remember. Shortcut definition is task completion time, right? Now, instead of, what do you call, feeling proud that I completed the course as per your request, I can simply say that Kiran can complete the course in 20 days instead of 30 days. That is nothing but task completion time, because my task is to complete the training, right? So here in efficiency, the definition is how much time the users are taking and what resources are they taking to complete a task. Time is like how quickly they are able to complete the task. Resources means are they dependent on a second human being? Are they dependent on a chatbot? Are they dependent on a phone call to the technical support team or customer team, customer control and customer success team to complete the task? That is what efficiency talks about. Again, we will take some example scenario here. So I will take one example scenario and one task. So here, instead of online banking system, let's talk about Amazon kind of application. So online shopping website. And the task here we can take is, let's say, what do we do in online Amazon? We purchase something. So I will say, find a product or find and purchase. Find and purchase any specific item. Example, iPhone. Okay, something like that I can say. So this is the task I have got. Task means it's your business use case, meaning your requirement. In online shopping website, you can imagine Myntra or Meesho, Flipkart, Amazon, anything you can imagine. Now here we need to define what is the success metric. The way I have defined here success metric. Here we should define as a usability test engineer, what is the success metric for us. So success metric here is the task is to go to online shopping website, find and purchase a specific item. So the success rate, the success metric will be the time, the time it takes for the user, for the real user to find iPhone, then see the reviews if needed, then add it to the shopping cart and complete the payment or checkout process. Right? This is my acceptance criteria or a success metric to find and purchase a specific item called iPhone. So this is how any person can define the success metric for an item that you wanted to search online and complete the process of purchasing it, right? Okay, this is how your product manager will define the success metric or your scrum master will define it. Now the question is, how do you do assessment? So coming to the assessment, what should we do? How do we assess it? Think, how should we assess it? Can anyone give me some clues? You can listen, you can see my previous assessments for clues. and we are talking about efficiency. Efficiency is the time required for the real users to complete a task. So how do we do assessment? Anyone? Our task is to find something like a laptop or a jeans pant or an iPhone and purchase it. See, there are so many iPhones when you go to Amazon, right? iPhone 3, iPhone 4, until iPhone 16 or iPhone 15, whatever is the latest. So I would say, since I'm talking about efficiency is how much time you need, right? To find something, what do I need? I need a search bar, right? If I take you to amazon.in now, this is the production application. You see here, I have a text box here, right? This text box is important, and this text box should be easily locatable for all the users, right? That is more important. So I will say my assessment starts with the user starts by searching for the iPhone, because I'm talking about iPhone purchase here. The user starts by searching for the iPhone, which means the search bar should be easily locatable. Right now, if you see Amazon or Flipkart, they did not hide the search box somewhere. See, they made it at the center only, right? If you look at the search text box, it is very big and at the center, because without search text box, people cannot find the product they have. And why should they have a search box? Because they have thousands of products that you can purchase. Right now, you cannot manually go to which drop down and then look for iPhone. So if I go to mobiles, how do I know where is iPhone 16 that I wanted? See, how do I know? I cannot. But if I go to search box, I can directly type iPhone 16 and then press enter and I get it what I want. So this is called efficiency. The efficiency is happening because they have the search text box available. So my first assessment point should be the user can find the search text box. The user can find search text box easily and starts by searching for the iPhone, meaning by entering the text. That is how I measure efficiency there. Okay. Then I can say selects the required iPhone in the search results and then add to cart and then checkout. Okay. I'm not writing everything over there, but let's do here. So once I search for, I see all the search options here, right? So I did not write that. Select the required iPhone in the search results. Let us say I'm looking for this blue color one. So I click on it. And here, to save my time, the application is not giving me all useless information. It is giving me useful information only about the rate card. And as I scroll down, it directly tells me that you can add it to a cart or directly buy it now without too much of hangama, meaning there is no need for me to go to the next page. Directly, once I choose my phone, I am able to purchase it. I'm able to add it to shopping cart without doing a lot of other steps, meaning Amazon has cut short probably 5 steps into 2 steps. Step 1, search for your phone. Search 2, click on the phone. Sorry, step 1, search for the phone. Step 2, click on the phone of your choice. Step 3, purchase it. That's what I'm doing. When I click on buy now, it will ask me to purchase it right away without any additional steps or unwanted steps. That is how efficiency is defined by Amazon for them. And this is how the user can assess it. Now here, this looks like my test case, no doubt about it. But from a usability testing perspective, what I would like to highlight here is measuring the time taken. And remember, here you are thinking as a manual tester or as a functional tester. Please don't think like a functional tester. The reason is, what is accessibility testing? It is non-functional testing. Okay, and it is positive testing. So remember the word non-functional testing now. So I'm going to write here measuring the time taken from this step onwards, from the start of search to this step, to the completion of checkout process will help assess the efficiency of the application or system. So this is like the workflow the user is doing to assess it. But the problem, but the question here is in accessibility testing, I am figuring out how much time the user is spending to locate the text box, to locate the search box, to locate the phone of his choice, to locate the add to cart button, to locate the make payment or checkout. I'm talking about the time taken process only, because my point here under accessibility testing is, or usability testing is, efficiency. Efficiency is always focused on how much time the user is spending to complete the task, how many resources he is using to complete the task. I'm not worried about the functional test case here, non-functional test case only. So this is my assessment mechanism here. Hence, I can write here a shorter task completion time. Now this task completion time is nothing but this shortcut I wrote here, task completion time. A shorter task completion time indicates a more user friendly system, while a longer task completion time may suggest issues with the system, such as non-friendly application or complex navigation or unclear information, etc. Let me help you understand what is complex navigation. Complex navigation is something like, so after I come here, they will give me a button saying click here to know the price. Another button, click here to see the reviews. Another button, click here to see different colors available. After you complete all those steps, then it says click here to add to shopping cart. After you click, it says click here to make a payment. See, 7 steps or 5 steps are there for you to make a payment. Meaning it is saying I'm going in a sequential manner, but sequential manner is okay for a child, but it is taking 6 steps or 7 steps. Meaning my definition of efficiency is increasing. I'm spending more time to complete my task, which is not correct. That is nothing but complex navigation or probably non-friendly application. Okay, so if the application is taking a lot of time for whatever reasons it has, it may be okay from the product owner, but the application is not efficient from a usability testing perspective. Okay, the time taken by the user to complete a task is important. Now you can compare this with any 2 websites, like I can go in Flipkart and also search for iPhone 16. Step 1. Step 2 is figure out something in the search results. And here also, see, here also I have add to cart and buy now, same as what this guy did, right? Same. Let's try in some other application. Let's say Paytm Mall. And let's say I wanted to search for, I don't know if iPhone 16 they sell or not. They don't, but let's assume this is iPhone 16. We'll click here. And here also, I think they are doing the same. Directly, they're allowing us to buy now. So everyone is reducing the time to purchase because they wanted a customer who can buy immediately without irritating them. In the same screen only, if you look at Amazon, they says you can choose the color here only. You don't have to go to any other page. Here they can directly tell you how the application looks like. Here only you can choose the memory card that you are looking at, and the price automatically reflects based on the color you have taken, and directly you can buy now. So the application developed is efficient here. That's how people talk about efficiency. The same example I can write even for online banking system. Since the example will be monotonous and duplicate, I am not taking that. So these are the 2 points that we have taken today regarding usability testing factors. We still have 5 more factors. I thought I'll complete all the factors today, but since I'm teaching a little slowly so that you guys understand, we'll probably take another 1 or 2 classes to complete the remaining factors as well. Okay, any questions here for me before we wind up the class for today?
Hello.
Yes.
Kiran, like when we are talking about efficiency, like somewhat it is similar to performance testing also, where in performance testing also we will try to see like how long it is taking for each transaction, whether it is below 3 seconds or 2 seconds, something like that. Is it similar or like it is different?
Okay, your observation is very correct. Very good also, good observation. Now, there is 2 similarities. Accessibility testing and performance testing, both are non-functional testing. Accessibility testing and performance testing, both are positive testing. These are the similarities. Now, the difference is in performance testing, we focus only on the response time. Like what you said is correct. But in performance testing, we focus not for one user. We focus for hundreds of users, thousands of users. That is the main objective of performance testing. Coming to accessibility testing, we are nowhere worried about the performance testing factor here, but under efficiency, then we are talking about how much time the users are taking. When I said a time, I'm not talking about in how many milliseconds can they complete. The question here is it a shorter time or a longer time to complete the task? That is the only comparison we are doing here. There is no benchmark here in efficiency, like you should complete the task in less than let's say 3 minutes. Here we do comparison with competition applications. If Flipkart is taking 5 minutes and Amazon is taking 3 minutes, then Amazon is efficient than Flipkart in terms of usability testing. But from a performance testing perspective, 3 minutes is very high again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
Is that one? What?
Okay. Fine then. Thank you very much for your time, guys. Hope you have understood the session today.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, Kiran, I have few doubts, but the topics are not covered yet, but I need those things today only. So can I ask the questions? Others can drop out. I don't mind.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I mean, I have another class now, but please complete your question in 1 minute.
Okay. I need the difference between ARIA attributes, ARIA labeled and labeled by, and ARIA descripted by and description.
Okay, if the question is like, are we going to cover it? The answer is yes, but in the later classes.
No, actually, I need these things today only. I have interview scheduled for tomorrow.
Okay, do one thing. Put the question on the WhatsApp. I'll answer it over there. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Because I have another automation class at 9 o'clock. That's the reason I cannot spend more time.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. Okay, then. Thank you everyone for your time. If you are liking these classes, please complete your enrollments with Isha team, because starting from tomorrow, it's only for the confirmed participants. Thank you very much. Good night. Bye-bye.